Thank you very much for being on the programme. You voted against assisted dying. You've got concerns about how the process has been conducted since then as well. And you, along with some other MPs, have published a statement today. Just talk me through what it says.
So what it says is that we have concerns about the process the bill has been followed, particularly this new development today, where the sponsor of the bill has said that she is going to remove the need for a High Court judge to sign off the request for an assisted death. Now, lots of MPs voted at second reading in favour of the bill on the understanding that that gold standard of sign-off for that decision, that ultimate decision, would be in the bill. But today we're hearing it's coming out to be replaced by some sort of tribunal. We don't know what, because we haven't seen the actual amendment yet. This is a really big deal, a really big change to the principle of the bill. And I know that it's going to make a lot of MPs think twice about what they do at the upcoming votes.
I mean, what would you say to people who perhaps listen to you think, look, you're against assisted dying, which is fair enough, but whatever happens in this process, you're not going to support it, so why should your voice, I guess, matter so much now?
So I'm a new MP. I've only been an MP for just over 6 months. And I came into Parliament, this wasn't what I expected to be doing. I expected to be supporting the Labour manifesto, fixing the NHS, all the things that we were elected to do. I've had to make up my mind really quickly what I think about this, in common with loads of my colleagues who are new MPs. Now, lots of us have come to the conclusion that whatever your views on the principle of assisted dying, and reasonable people may reasonably differ, this bill is not fit for purpose. It will not make good law.
You say there about, as a new MP, it's a huge decision to be faced with, which I think most people would agree with. Do you feel some, I guess, do you think Keir Starmer got it wrong if you like, supporting a bill like this so early on in MPs' tenures?
Well, the interesting thing about this bill, as I know you know, Sophie, is that we are all just Labour MPs, individual MPs where it comes to this bill.
We know what the leadership thinks, though, right? He's made it pretty clear.
The Prime Minister has made it clear what he thinks as the MP for Holborn and St Pancras, and his voice is no greater than my voice or any other Labour MP's voice on this. This isn't a government bill. This is a backbench bill. It is a free vote for Labour MPs and a matter of conscience.
You talk about the kind of process and the concerns about the process, and you say how it's a private member's bill, and of course the person pushing it through is Kim Leadbeater. Have you spoken to her personally about your concerns on this?
So, of course, I've spoken to Kim. I spoke to Kim at the outset when she came so high in the private members' ballot at the beginning of her campaign for this bill.
Have you spoken to her recently, though, since the committee stage?
I haven't spoken to her recently.
Because I guess she might think that, she's trying to steer this through, and she's got all these Labour MPs kind of writing public statements, writing letters. Why aren't they talking to her about it?
So we have written a statement today, and we wrote a letter last week. The letter that we wrote was in response to a letter from the sponsor of the bill to every Labour MP that went to everybody's email account directly to all of us. We thought that Labour MPs deserve to hear from both sides. This isn't an issue where people just divide along party lines. It's an issue where we each have to make up our own minds as to what we think the right answer to the question in front of us is on this specific bill. One of the things that is wonderful about this process, and there isn't much that's wonderful about this process, is how people within our party who agree on so much can civilly and respectfully disagree with one another. Now, Kim won a really important by-election for us. She supports our culture, media and sport ministerial team, and she's important to us. I am glad that she's putting her voice forward. I don't agree with her, and that's OK in a grown-up political party.
What's your sense on whether or not this bill will get through? Because there have been, it passed decisively the first time MPs were asked to vote on it. But there have been some murmurings among people who backed it last time, saying they are reconsidering their support. Have you looked at the numbers at all?
So all day since this news broke overnight that the High Court judge was being removed from the process, I've been talking to Labour MPs in the tea room, over coffees, to see where they are. And there are lots of people who are just taking a pause I think they thought they knew what they were likely to do. They didn't expect a change of this magnitude. And lots of people, they're thinking, oh, do I need to reconsider what I think? Labour MPs are talking to one another. We're waiting to see the actual detail of what this is.